how high-value men talk to women, and make her miss you like crazy. Old Stoic wisdom. Love is not about how much you say, "I love you," but how much you prove that it's true. Unknown. Have you ever noticed how some men effortlessly captivate the attention of women they meet, leaving a lasting impression that lingers long after the conversation ends? The secret isn't about physical appearance, wealth, or social standing. It lies in how they speak. High-value men understand that the true power of attraction comes from their words. They don't rely on flashy gestures or trying too hard. Instead, they speak with intention, confidence, and authenticity. Their words hold weight, leaving an imprint on the woman's mind long after they've parted ways. What is their secret? It's not a matter of being the most talkative or the most charming, but rather speaking with purpose and clarity. High-value men understand the dynamics of conversation. They know when to listen, when to speak, and, most importantly, how to make the woman feel heard and understood. They don't just talk to her, they engage her on a deeper level, making her feel valued and special in the moment. This approach isn't just about impressing women. It's about creating a sense of mystery and intrigue. By speaking with confidence, high-value men create an aura that makes women naturally want to know more. They don't overshare or reveal everything at once. Instead, they leave her wanting more, making her think of them long after the conversation is over. By learning to speak in this thoughtful and deliberate way, you too can make women remember you, and yes, even miss you like crazy. It's not manipulation, it's the power of genuine connection, something that high-value men master through the wisdom of timeless principles like Stoicism. In Stoic philosophy, one of the most powerful lessons is the importance of control. Control over emotions, over actions, and even over words. A high-value man doesn't speak out of insecurity or need for validation. He speaks with purpose, knowing his words can shape his interactions. His words have power, but only because he has learned the art of self-mastery. As you start to apply this wisdom in your interactions, you'll see how much more impactful your words can be. And remember, it's not just about what you say, but how you make her feel. Leave her with a sense of mystery and curiosity, and you'll find that she won't be able to stop thinking about you long after you've said goodbye. The power of first impressions, setting the stage for long-lasting attraction. First impressions are the foundation upon which high-value men build a sense of mystery and deep intrigue in a woman's mind. However, many men mistakenly believe that impressing a woman on the spot, whether through flashy appearance, grand stories, or overwhelming charm, is the key. But this is where the true power of attraction lies in the wisdom of Stoicism. High-value men understand that the first conversation is not a competition to win her over with a dazzling display. Instead, it's about planting a subtle, unforgettable impression that lingers long after the encounter ends. These men know that real influence is not about trying to force emotions, but about creating an environment where she can't help but feel drawn to you. As Stoic wisdom teaches us, true value comes not from external gestures, but from internal strength, composure, and understanding. High-value men recognize that women are profoundly attuned to emotions and are much more sensitive to subtle cues like body language, tone of voice, and even the energy you project. The way you present yourself, before you even open your mouth, will determine whether she thinks of you long after your conversation ends. It's about how you make her feel in that moment. For instance, a quiet confidence speaks volumes more than the loudest words. A glance that lingers, a calm demeanour, and an easy presence. These are the traits that leave a lasting impression. Consider the words of the famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This speaks to the essence of how high-value men operate. They don't get swept away by the superficial. They don't try too hard to be something they're not. Instead, they project a grounded energy, one that is steady and controlled, even in the face of uncertainty. The high-value man is calm, measured, and sure of his worth. This sense of inner confidence creates an aura of mystery and allure that draws women in without the need for flashy displays. In real life, This means that when you first meet a woman, it's not about overwhelming her with charm or trying to impress her with elaborate tales. Instead, focus on being present, showing genuine interest without coming across as needy and letting your energy speak for itself. Remember, high-value men understand the importance of being emotionally intelligent. They don't overstep boundaries or force conversations, but instead create space for a natural, comfortable exchange that makes her feel valued and respected. In the end, true attraction isn't about flashy gestures or quick fixes. It's about creating an experience, an imprint that resonates in her mind long after you've parted ways. To truly win a woman's attention, focus on making her feel something real and meaningful in that brief moment. High-value men know that less is often more when it comes to building lasting attraction. What do you think about this? Have you noticed how first impressions shape your own interactions with women? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss the power of presence and subtlety in creating real attraction. A high-value man is not someone who tries to impress with exaggerated words or flashy gestures. Confidence is his natural language, an unspoken force that commands attention. It's not about volume or force, it's about the strength of his presence. He enters any room knowing that his worth is inherent, not needing validation from anyone. His posture is solid, his movements deliberate, and his speech calm. Each word he speaks is carefully chosen, resonating with purpose. The pace of his speech is measured, not rushed, creating a space for reflection and making her lean in, eager to listen. His calm demeanor sends a message to her subconscious. He's in control. This subtle power isn't about loud declarations or aggressive bravado. It's the quiet confidence of a man who knows his value without needing to prove it. The less you speak, the more you control, says the wisdom of the Stoics. Silence, when used strategically, becomes a weapon of influence, forcing the woman to process and engage with your words. High-value men understand the power of pauses, knowing that the moments of silence are fertile ground for deeper connection. It's a psychological tool that triggers curiosity, leaving her wanting more. Emotional control is another trait that high-value men embody. Women are inherently drawn to stability, to a sense of security, and nothing embodies that like a man who is unshaken by life's challenges. If she throws a playful jab or tests you with a teasing comment, don't flinch. Don't react emotionally or defensively. High-value men know how to laugh off such remarks or even return them with a playful challenge of their own. This kind of emotional resilience shows her that you are unbreakable, that you're not easily rattled by the ups and downs of life. He who is not moved by the world remains truly free, said Marcus Aurelius. When you can remain calm and composed, when you don't let emotions control you, you become someone who stands out from the crowd of men who are quick to react or eager to please. She'll see you as different, a man who is steady, strong, and in control of his emotions. This leaves a lasting impression, one that speaks volumes without needing to shout. The subtle gestures of a high-value man often make the biggest impact. It's not the grand acts that leave the deepest mark, it's the quiet, calculated movements that reveal his true character. A firm handshake, steady eye contact, a calm voice, a slight nod to show attentiveness. All these little signs signal control and warmth. Women are keen readers of body language, often more so than men realize. High-value men intuitively understand this and use it to their advantage. They project warmth and authority through their every movement, creating an unspoken connection that words can't always convey. Actions speak louder than words, and a man who masters this art doesn't need to say much to be understood. Every gesture, no matter how small, radiates his self-assurance and inner strength. So next time you step into a conversation, remember, the way you carry yourself, the confidence in your words, the calm in your silence, these are the tools that will make her miss you and keep her wanting more. Show up as the man who doesn't need to prove his worth, and watch her fall for you in ways she didn't expect. If you found this valuable, give this video a like, share it with a man who needs to hear this, and make sure you subscribe for more powerful wisdom on becoming a high-value man. Comment to remember and affirm your mindset. I am calm, confident, and in control. Let this be your daily reminder. Comment it below so the message sinks deep into your mindset, and so others know you're walking the path of a true high-value man. 2. The mystery factor. In today's world, where social media encourages oversharing, the art of mystery has become a rare and powerful tool in dating, especially for high-value men. High-value men understand something crucial. Revealing everything too quickly takes away the allure and excitement of the interaction. They know that women are naturally drawn to what they can't fully grasp, to the things that remain just out of reach. This is not by accident, it is by design. When something is not entirely known, our brains crave resolution. We become obsessed with solving the puzzle, the unknown. High-value men use this psychological principle to their advantage in the most subtle yet powerful ways. From the moment they engage, they offer just enough information to capture her interest, but not enough to satisfy her curiosity. When a woman asks, "What do you do for work?" the high-value man's response might be, "It's a little complicated, but I enjoy it." Notice how simple yet effective that is. It's not an evasive answer, but it doesn't provide full disclosure. This leaves her with more questions, more intrigue, more curiosity. She will replay the conversation in her mind, trying to fill in the gaps, wondering about him, about what he really does. This subtle uncertainty is what keeps her thinking about him long after the conversation ends. She'll wonder why he didn't give her more information, why he's so different from other men who overshare. The mystery, the slight distance, makes her want to know more. It taps into the desire to figure things out, the desire for resolution. This is the exact reason why high-value men leave women thinking about them constantly, making them miss them without even trying. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "A man who is not afraid of the unknown, who cultivates a sense of mystery in his life, commands respect and admiration." By embracing mystery, a high-value man doesn't just speak to a woman's curiosity. He speaks to her emotions, to her need for something beyond the ordinary. So men, if you want to truly capture her attention, stop over-explaining yourself. Be strategic with your words, leave her with questions, and let the mystery linger. That's how you make her miss you. That's how you create a lasting impact. And that's how you win her attention. Make no mistake, this isn't about playing games. It's about understanding human nature and using it to your advantage. So, take control of your narrative and start speaking less, but with more power. She'll crave the answer to the puzzle you've set before her, and in doing so, she'll miss you far more than you ever imagined. Remember, the mystery is your power, and high-value men know how to wield it. High-value men understand the power of deliberate ambiguity in their conversations, using it as a tool to maintain intrigue and deepen connections. The key lies in being intentional with what is said and what is left unsaid. It's not about avoiding questions to frustrate, but rather about sparking curiosity and maintaining a sense of mystery. For instance, when asked about your hobbies or how you spend your free time, rather than listing everything you enjoy, you might respond with, "I've been working on a project that's really exciting. I'll tell you about it sometime." This simple answer leaves room for curiosity, creating an open door for future conversations where she'll eagerly anticipate learning more. High-value men know that revealing just enough to pique her interest without giving away everything keeps the conversation dynamic. This creates a sense of depth, where she is left to imagine the story behind the mystery. In her mind, the less you reveal, the more intriguing you become. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The less you show, the more valuable what you reveal becomes." However, the mystery should never border on evasiveness. High-value men don't disappear into silence to avoid connection. They simply understand that not every detail needs to be shared. By leaving some things unsaid, they allow her to fill in the blanks with her imagination, making themselves more fascinating and elusive. This sense of intrigue is what draws her back, making her crave more of the story you're offering without ever needing to lay everything out. A strategic approach to conversation, where the ambiguity is crafted with purpose, keeps her engaged and invested. A significant part of the mystery is mastering the art of strategic silence. In conversations, silence can be awkward for many, but high-value men know how to wield it effectively. Silence is not something to fear, it's an opportunity. After sharing something intriguing or asking a thought-provoking question, a high-value man will let the silence hang in the air for a moment. This pause creates a tension that is palpable, giving her the space to process the depth of the conversation and reflect on her feelings. By not rushing to fill the silence with more words, he allows her time to delve deeper into her thoughts, forming a connection beyond mere verbal exchange. Silence, when used with purpose, is powerful. It transforms a simple conversation into an emotional experience, one that resonates far more than a flurry of words ever could. Imagine asking her a deep, introspective question and then allowing the silence to stretch for just a moment too long. This moment of quiet doesn't feel empty. Rather, it draws her in. She'll find herself reflecting not only on what was said, but also on what was left unspoken. This type of interaction becomes unforgettable because it goes beyond surface-level conversation. It touches something deeper. As the Stoics believed, wisdom is found not just in speaking, but in knowing when to remain silent, to allow the mind to reflect and emotions to stir. The power of silence and ambiguity lies in their ability to enhance the emotional depth of a conversation. High-value men know that creating this kind of emotional experience is what makes them unforgettable. It's not about filling every gap with words, but understanding the rhythm of the exchange, knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, and leaving enough unsaid to let her imagination fill the void. This approach makes every conversation feel like a meaningful exchange, something that lingers in her mind long after the words have ended. So, if you want to make a woman miss you, embrace the power of ambiguity and strategic silence. Don't rush to reveal everything about yourself. Allow her to wonder, to fill in the blanks, and to experience a deeper connection with you that goes beyond the ordinary. Remember, as the Stoics taught, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. The ability to navigate the storm of silence and ambiguity will make you stand out as a high-value man, one who isn't afraid to create a sense of mystery and depth in every conversation. Let her miss you, not just for what you say, but for the emotions you stir within her. What are your thoughts on this approach? Do you think strategic silence and ambiguity can make a significant difference in how you connect with women? Share your opinions in the comments below. If you found this valuable, like the video, comment below, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom on becoming your most powerful self. Comment to remember and internalize this truth. I am a high-value man. My mystery is my power. Let this affirmation shape how you carry yourself in every interaction. Comment it below to lock it into your mindset and let the world know where you stand. 3. Emotional impact. In the world of high-value men, one trait that distinguishes them from the crowd is their ability to create emotional experiences in every interaction. Words, as we know, can be cheap. Anyone can put together a string of sentences. But what truly sets a high-value man apart is his skill in making a woman feel something deeply, something that lingers long after the conversation ends. It's not simply about the words they speak, but the emotions they evoke in those they speak to. In life, it's easy to get caught up in superficial exchanges, in conversations that revolve around trivial matters, but high-value men understand the true power of emotional connection. They know, instinctively, that women are emotional creatures, and thus, how they make her feel during a conversation carries far more weight than the actual content of what is said. These men have learned that words alone don't create lasting impressions. It's the feelings behind those words that leave an indelible mark. As such, high-value men don't waste their time or energy on small talk that leads nowhere. While they may engage in some casual chatter to ease into a conversation, they quickly shift gears, moving into deeper, more meaningful territory that stirs the emotions and invites the heart to speak. This ability to navigate conversation from light exchanges to profound topics is what keeps the connection alive and meaningful. The key to mastering this level of emotional impact is asking the right questions. High-value men don't settle for surface-level dialogue. Instead, they seek to understand the essence of the woman sitting across from them. They ask questions that cut to the heart of who she is, what excites her, what drives her, and what makes her feel alive. These questions aren't just about learning her interests or hobbies. They're designed to uncover her passions, her desires, and her soul's deepest yearnings. With every question, they take her on an emotional journey, creating moments of elation, curiosity, and even vulnerability. This dance of highs and lows is what keeps her emotionally invested in the interaction, ensuring that she remains engaged and longing for more. This emotional roller coaster, in turn, creates a sense of longing. When a high-value man engages a woman in this way, he makes her miss him without even trying. He knows that the best way to leave a lasting impression is not through constant presence, but through emotional absence. By creating an emotional bond, by making her feel something real, he ensures that when they part ways, she'll carry that feeling with her, missing the connection they shared. This is where the Old Stoic wisdom comes into play. The idea of balance. A Stoic does not chase after validation or approval. Instead, he understands that emotional distance, when used wisely, creates desire. It's the principle of not overindulging or overwhelming. It's about providing just enough to spark interest, then stepping back to allow space for the emotions to build. In modern life, this approach to communication and emotional connection can be incredibly powerful. We live in a world where instant gratification is the norm, where everyone is looking for the next quick fix, the next fleeting pleasure. But the high-value man understands the true connection takes time to build, and it is grounded in creating genuine, emotionally impactful interactions. He doesn't give away his energy too freely, but when he does engage, he does so with purpose and depth. And by doing so, he ensures that those he connects with will not only remember him, but will find themselves thinking of him long after they've parted ways. In relationships, this approach can also be a game changer. High-value men know that relationships are built on emotional depth, not just physical attraction or superficial conversation. By being intentional in how they communicate, they foster an environment where emotional connection flourishes. Women want to feel seen, heard, and understood. When a high-value man engages in this way, he shows that he values her for who she truly is, not just for her appearance or what she can offer him. And in return, she will be drawn to him, longing for more of the emotional depth he brings to the table. In conclusion, the secret to mastering emotional impact in conversation lies in the ability to create experiences that stir the soul. High-value men understand that words are only as powerful as the feelings they elicit. They don't rely on surface-level talk, but dive deep, asking questions that reveal the core of who she is. Through this approach, they create emotional highs and lows that captivate and engage, and most importantly, they master the art of absence, ensuring that the emotional connection they've sparked leaves her missing them long after the conversation is over. This timeless wisdom is as relevant today as it was in the days of the Stoics, and it continues to be a powerful tool for anyone seeking to build meaningful connections. 4. The art of creating emotional depth. High-value men understand that true attraction is built on emotional depth, far beyond the surface-level exchanges most people engage in. It's not merely about delivering the perfect line or showcasing your knowledge or quick wit. What truly sets high-value men apart is their ability to make a woman feel something profound during every conversation. It's about sparking emotions that linger in her mind long after the conversation ends, making her reflect on the experience and ultimately on you. High-value men don't shy away from discussing meaningful topics. They embrace the depth of human experience and aren't afraid to venture into conversations that reveal vulnerability, passion, and the essence of what truly matters in life. While others may remain tethered to trivial small talk, high-value men know that emotional connection forms the bedrock of attraction. They ask questions that invite introspection, challenging her to reflect on her dreams, her deepest fears, and the aspirations that drive her. However, this doesn't mean they dive into heavy discussions right from the start. Instead, high-value men have the wisdom to guide the conversation into deeper realms, where emotional resonance naturally unfolds over time. Empathy is another key element in their approach. High-value men understand that true connection comes from being able to listen, truly hear, and understand her emotions. They ask thoughtful questions, giving her the space to share her inner world, and they listen intently, providing her with the emotional safety to open up and be vulnerable. By doing so, they create an environment where she feels seen, heard, and valued, experiences that are deeply meaningful and create a sense of trust and closeness. This is a powerful emotional dynamic that a woman will cherish, associating these intimate moments with you, which keeps her coming back for more. Equally important is the way high-value men express their own emotions. They aren't afraid to show a wide range of feelings, whether it's enthusiasm for a project they're passionate about, genuine care for those they love, or their excitement for life. Unlike men who suppress their emotions to appear strong or stoic, high-value men express their feelings in a way that is authentic, controlled, and grounded. This raw authenticity creates a magnetic emotional pull. When a man is able to share his personal experiences, dreams, and vulnerabilities in an honest and thoughtful manner, he cultivates an emotional connection that goes beyond mere physical attraction. It creates a bond that feels real and substantial. However, emotional depth isn't limited to positive emotions alone. High-value men know how to navigate the emotional spectrum, sometimes introducing elements of tension or uncertainty that add intrigue and excitement to the dynamic. It's the balance of emotional highs and lows that can heighten interest, drawing her in and keeping her emotionally engaged. By leaving a sense of mystery, or even a hint of longing, high-value men create a conversation that is exciting, unpredictable, and leaves her wanting more. Through this delicate dance of emotional highs and lows, high-value men don't just make an impression. They make themselves unforgettable. Every time she thinks of you, she will be reminded of the emotional depth that you created together, and that connection will linger in her heart, keeping you present in her thoughts long after the conversation has ended. Emotional depth isn't just a skill. It's a powerful tool that can transform an ordinary interaction into a life-changing experience, making you someone she will always remember and long to see again. If you're still watching, you're already different. Because high-value men don't chase, they connect. They don't impress, they leave a mark. Emotional depth is your secret weapon, and once you master it, she won't just think about you, she'll miss you like crazy. Comment below. I create emotional depth that makes me unforgettable. Say it with intention and step into your power. The power of words that resonate. High-value men understand that words are far more than mere sounds or letters. They are the instruments through which we create connections, evoke emotions, and ultimately shape our reality. In every conversation, each carefully chosen word has the potential to unlock doors to deeper understanding and spark a lasting emotional impact. They know that it's not simply about saying the right thing at the right time. It's about crafting language that resonates on an emotional and intellectual level, leaving an indelible mark on those they engage with. Intentional communication. At the core of this approach is the principle of intentional communication. High-value men do not squander their words. Every sentence is meticulously curated to serve a purpose. They speak with a refined clarity that transcends the superficial, choosing words that paint vivid images and evoke strong, positive emotions. This level of mindfulness means that each word is not only a conveyance of thought, but also a brushstroke in the larger portrait of their character. Whether discussing daily experiences or profound life philosophies, their language is imbued with meaning and purpose. Intentional communication is also about balance, the art of saying enough to inspire curiosity without oversharing or diluting the mystique. By sharing just enough detail, they leave room for intrigue and anticipation. Their words invite the listener into their world, encouraging deeper engagement and connection. This artful restraint creates a sense of exclusivity. Women find themselves drawn to a man who communicates with both depth and subtlety, as it suggests there is much more beneath the surface waiting to be discovered. The emotional palette of words. High-value men leverage the emotional power of words to create a compelling narrative about themselves. Their language reflects confidence, warmth, and vulnerability in equal measure. They understand that effective communication is not about delivering rehearsed lines, but about engaging sincerely with the listener. Instead of a generic statement like, "I had a good day," they might share, "Today was one of those rare days when everything aligned perfectly, leaving me with a renewed sense of purpose. I'm eager to see where my next venture will lead me." This richer choice of words does more than outline daily events. It subtly communicates ambition, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to growth. This practice of deliberate expression serves to both reassure and intrigue. When a high-value man expresses his achievements or challenges, he does so with a nuance that invites further inquiry. His storytelling isn't boastful. It is a genuine sharing of experiences that reveal his character, values, and ambitions. This transparent yet guarded disclosure creates a dynamic where both parties feel seen and valued, a foundation for building a meaningful connection. Storytelling as a bridge. One of the most compelling techniques in a high-value man's communicative arsenal is the art of storytelling. A well-told story has the power to transport the listener to another time or place, making the experience intimate and unforgettable. Through stories, he shares more than just events. He offers insights into his character, lessons learned from past experiences, and the passion that drives him forward. Whether recounting an adventurous escapade, a pivotal moment of personal growth, or even a humorous mishap, each narrative is carefully designed to resonate on a personal level. Effective storytelling also means being adaptive. High-value men are adept at reading their audience and tailoring their narratives to the context of the conversation. They know when to delve deeper and when to keep things light, ensuring that their stories remain engaging and relevant. This adaptability fosters an environment of mutual discovery and empathy, inviting the listener to invest emotionally and intellectually in the conversation. Authenticity over perfection. Authenticity is the linchpin of resonant communication. High-value men avoid overly scripted dialogue or the temptation to embellish their lives with perfect but hollow phrases. Instead, they embrace the beauty of imperfection, choosing to speak in a manner that is both genuine and relatable. This authentic approach builds trust and rapport, as it communicates that behind every carefully chosen word lies a real, thoughtful person with a wealth of experiences. The ability to express vulnerability without appearing weak is a hallmark of their communication style. By admitting moments of uncertainty or sharing personal struggles in a measured way, they create a balanced narrative that is both inspiring and relatable. This honest expression of self not only deepens the emotional connection, but also sets the stage for mutual understanding and respect. Ultimately, the power of words lies in their ability to leave a lasting impression. High-value men recognize that each conversation is an opportunity to build a legacy, a series of moments that, collectively, define who they are. Whether through a brief exchange or a long, meandering dialogue, the goal is always to craft a message that lingers in the mind and heart long after the conversation has ended. This enduring impact is achieved by continuously refining their language and remaining ever aware of the power each word holds. Their words become a signature, a unique blend of confidence, vulnerability, and authenticity that distinguishes them from the ordinary. Women are naturally drawn to this magnetic presence, finding in it a promise of a rich, multifaceted life full of intriguing stories and thoughtful insights. In essence, mastering the art of resonant communication is a journey of self-awareness, intentionality, and heartfelt expression. High-value men know that words can shape perceptions, build bridges, and ignite passions. By choosing their words with care and speaking with genuine purpose, they not only convey information, but also create connections that endure, leaving a trail of inspiration and curiosity in their wake. Conclusion. Communication is more than just words. Communication goes far beyond the words we speak. High-value men understand that every interaction with a woman is a chance to create emotional depth, stir up mystery, and build anticipation. It's not about saying the right thing at the right time, but about leaving a lasting impression, making every word count. When these men speak, they do so with intention. Their words are carefully chosen, leaving enough room for curiosity, for her to wonder, to think about him long after the conversation ends. This creates an emotional void, one that only his presence can fill. And when they re-engage, it's not out of need or desperation. It's with purpose, deepening the emotional connection with every interaction. But it's not just about speaking wisely or strategically. High-value men also understand that less is often more. They know how to balance silence and words in a way that commands attention without ever appearing needy or overbearing. The silence between their words is almost as powerful as the words themselves. In fact, it's often in the pauses, the space they leave for reflection, that the true connection happens. They are masters of timing, knowing when to speak, when to stay silent, and when to let their actions communicate more than words ever could. When you learn to communicate like this, you'll notice a profound shift in the way women respond to you. You'll no longer feel the compulsion to chase, to seek validation, or to impress. Instead, you will simply be, and that will be enough. The high-value man does not bend over backward to win a woman's attention. Instead, he becomes the kind of man whose presence is felt when he walks into a room, whose absence is felt when he leaves. Women will naturally be drawn to you. Your mystery, your calm confidence, and your ability to stir an emotional response will attract them in ways you never imagined. They'll begin to miss you when you're not around because you've created a space that only you can fill. The wisdom behind this concept is not new. It has been understood for centuries. The Stoic philosophers, like Marcus Aurelius, spoke of the power of mastering one's emotions and actions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This speaks to the very core of what it means to be a high-value man. His strength is not in the external world. His power does not come from seeking attention or approval, but from his ability to control his emotions and actions. When you master this, you stop chasing validation, stop seeking constant attention, and instead become the one that others are naturally drawn to without effort. This lesson is not just about applying ancient Stoic principles. It's about understanding that in today's world, this truth remains just as relevant. The world is full of distractions, fleeting connections, and shallow interactions. But the high-value man stands apart from the noise. He is not desperate for attention. His power is quiet, yet undeniable. He knows how to engage deeply with others without overextending himself, creating emotional depth that lingers long after he's gone. It all starts with mastering yourself. A high-value man doesn't rush through life. He moves with purpose, with intention. He speaks less, but when he does speak, it carries weight. He doesn't need to impress others because he is already comfortable with who he is. His confidence is unwavering, not because he is perfect, but because he has learned to be content with himself. His life is a reflection of this calm assurance. By becoming the kind of man who is self-sufficient and emotionally grounded, you naturally attract people who appreciate your presence, including the woman who will recognize your worth. The power of mystery cannot be overstated. High-value men understand the art of creating intrigue. They leave enough room for curiosity, for the woman to think about them, wonder about them, and anticipate their next move. This isn't manipulation. It's simply understanding human nature. People are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand, to what is rare and valuable. The high-value man is rare, not because he's a mystery on purpose, but because he has learned the power of not oversharing, of maintaining boundaries and creating space for deeper connections. He lets the woman wonder about him and desire to know more. He gives her just enough to pique her interest, but never enough to satisfy her curiosity fully. This is the essence of attraction. In fact, women will begin to miss you when you're not around. It's not because you've played games or followed some manipulative formula, but because you've created an emotional void that only you can fill. It's a deep psychological principle rooted in the human need for connection. The high-value man understands that connection is not about constant communication or being available at all times. It's about quality, presence, and creating space for the other person to feel the absence. He doesn't chase because he understands that true attraction comes from allowing the other person to miss you. This space makes her realize how valuable your presence truly is. Think about this for a moment. How often do you feel the need to text, call, or be constantly available to others? When you do this, you diminish your value. You make it seem like you're always there, always available, always ready to please. But a high-value man doesn't do this. He knows how to maintain boundaries. He's not at anyone's beck and call, and because of this, he becomes infinitely more attractive. His value increases because he's not desperate for attention. He's not constantly chasing after approval. Instead, he's grounded in his own worth, and that alone is magnetic. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Think about how often men suffer from the imaginary fear of losing someone or not being enough. This is rooted in the belief that they must chase after someone's attention to feel validated. But in reality, the opposite is true. When you stop imagining that you need to constantly chase, you'll realize that true power comes from within. The more you chase, the less value you have. The more you allow yourself to stay grounded, and to create mystery, the more others will be drawn to you. In your relationships, stop seeking validation. Stop trying to prove yourself. Be the man who is content in his own company, who isn't afraid to step back and let others miss him. By doing so, you will create an emotional space that will draw the right people toward you. The woman who recognizes your value will begin to miss you when you're not around. And when you return, your presence will be like a magnet, drawing her back with a deeper connection than before. This is the essence of being a high-value man, to attract, not chase. So, stop running after approval, let others come to you. By mastering the art of emotional depth, mystery, and anticipation, you will become the kind of man who doesn't need to chase, because women will naturally be drawn to your presence. Thank you for watching, and I truly hope this video has helped you understand the power of how high-value men communicate with women. Remember, it's not about chasing or trying to impress. It's about creating depth, cultivating mystery, and leaving a lasting impression through your interactions. When you focus on mastering this, you'll naturally notice how women are drawn to you, and they'll miss your presence when you're not around. My heartfelt advice to you is this: take the time to build your emotional confidence and clarity of purpose in your conversations. There's no need to rush or chase. Let your actions and words speak volumes, and trust me, this will completely transform how women respond to you. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and keep growing. You've got this. And here's the truth most men overlook. It's not about chasing or impressing. It's about how you carry yourself and what you say when you're in her presence. High-value men speak with intention, calmness, and clarity. That's what leaves a lasting impression, and that's what makes her miss you deeply. But here's something even more powerful. Younger women, especially, are drawn to this energy when it comes from an older man. They won't say it out loud, but there are specific things they absolutely love to hear. Things that make them feel seen, safe, and deeply attracted. Let's break down the 6 phrases younger women secretly adore hearing from older men. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting 2 bodies. Aristotle. There's something magnetic about a man who knows himself, who speaks not just with charm, but with calm certainty. If you're a mature man interested in younger women, understand this. It's not your age that matters, it's your energy. And the words you choose, they carry weight. In today's video, I'm going to share 6 powerful phrases that younger women secretly crave to hear from older men, but would never admit. These aren't cheesy pickup lines. They're rooted in confidence, experience, and emotional clarity, what I call practical stoicism in everyday connection. If you've ever wondered what to say to capture her attention, to spark her curiosity, to make her feel safe, seen, and drawn to your presence, this is for you. Stick around. By the end, you'll not only know what to say, but why these words work so well. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because wisdom, just like attraction, gets stronger when it's shared. Let's get into it. Number 1. You have an energy that ignites something special in me. One powerful phrase that resonates deeply with younger women, even though they may never openly admit it, is, "You have an energy that ignites something special in me." This line is packed with emotional depth and instant impact. It strikes a delicate balance between admiration and mystery, leaving her feeling uniquely valued. It positions her as someone capable of awakening something extraordinary within you. A confident, experienced man. As a Stoic would remind us, the greatest wealth is to live content with little, and there's wisdom in this connection. The true value of a relationship lies in the unspoken, deeper bonds we form. Younger women, especially, are drawn to compliments that highlight their inner qualities and how those qualities influence others. It's not just about physical attraction, but recognizing and acknowledging the essence of who they are. This phrase elevates her in her own eyes, making her feel as though she's unlike anyone else, sparking admiration and intrigue. It subtly conveys that she's special without needing to say it outright, creating a powerful, unspoken connection. To make this compliment even more impactful, follow it up with something specific. I don't know if it's your smile, your presence, or just the way you talk, but it's impossible not to feel inspired when I'm around you. This personal touch adds authenticity, making the compliment even more genuine and emotionally resonant. The best way to use this is when the conversation is flowing naturally, filled with shared laughter or smiles. Speak calmly and confidently, letting your words land with sincerity. A brief pause or smile afterward will maintain the air of mystery and leave her intrigued, curious about your true feelings. In a world where many are too quick to speak without depth, this moment of calm rooted in what Stoicism teaches us about inner peace becomes a rare and magnetic experience. Number 2. You remind me how good it feels to enjoy the moment. This phrase is charming because it connects her youth with a sense of freedom and spontaneity, qualities that many young women value. By saying this, you're showing that her energy awakens a renewed appreciation for life within you, creating a deep, emotional connection. Why does it work? Young women enjoy feeling that they bring something positive and unique to the life of a more experienced man. The phrase shows that you value genuine moments and are open to living fully, but in a mature way. It makes her see you as someone interesting who appreciates both the present and the lessons of the past. Pro tip: add something like, "Your vibe reminds me how great it is to laugh, enjoy, and let go of worries every now and then." It's inspiring. This further emphasizes the positive impact she has on you. Number 3. You're more mature than most women I know. When you tell a younger woman, "You're more mature than most women I know," you strike at the core of her ego and self-worth. This isn't just a compliment, it's an acknowledgement of her depth and intelligence. Younger women, particularly those who are drawn to older men, often yearn for validation that goes beyond the superficial. They want to be seen as exceptional, not just in appearance but in their character and life experience. By saying she's more mature, you elevate her, making her feel unique in a world that often treats youth with triviality. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This recognition of maturity highlights her wisdom and experience, something younger men may overlook, treating her merely as an object of attraction. When you utter those words, you're not just complimenting her, you're acknowledging the depth of her perspective, the rare qualities she brings to the table. To make this even more powerful, follow up with something like, "The way you speak and make decisions shows me you thought deeply about life, and that's something I truly respect." This specific praise makes your words more authentic and meaningful. Through this approach, you embody Stoic life lessons by recognizing that true value lies in maturity, wisdom, and self-control, not fleeting appearances. In relationships, true strength lies in seeing beyond the surface, and the words you choose can deeply affect how someone feels about themselves. Number 4. I like how authentic you are. That's rare these days. In today's world, authenticity is a rare treasure. When you say, "I like how authentic you are," that's rare these days, you're not just complimenting her looks or charm. You are acknowledging her unique essence, her genuine self, the very core of her personality. You stand apart from other men because you see more than just her outer beauty. You recognize and appreciate the depth of her individuality. This statement resonates deeply, triggering a powerful emotional connection that makes her feel valued in a way she seldom experiences. Young women often seek to be acknowledged not merely for their appearance, but for who they truly are. The recognition of her authenticity feeds her desire to stand out, to be seen as someone different, someone special. By paying attention to the nuances of her character, you are not only showing respect for her, but also fostering trust. I notice how honest you are, and how unafraid you are to show your true self. That's incredible and so rare. This detail-rich compliment amplifies the connection, making her feel deeply understood. In a world consumed by surface-level interactions, such recognition is rare and powerful. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you speak with such intention, you invoke a Stoic mindset that reflects wisdom and emotional clarity, turning your words into tools that shape her emotions and thoughts. Think of this as a potent weapon in the art of human connection. But beware, these words have the power to ignite uncontrollable emotions. Use them wisely, for once spoken, they may create a desire in her that's nearly impossible to quench. Be careful what you awaken, for it could leave you both deeply entangled in ways you didn't foresee. Number 5, you have a sparkle in your eyes that's simply contagious. You have a sparkle in your eyes that's simply contagious. This powerful compliment cuts straight to her heart, highlighting something deeper and more intimate about her. It goes beyond the surface, steering clear of clichés and appreciating a unique, striking feature that makes her feel truly seen and admired. Young women are drawn to compliments that highlight subtleties others may overlook, and this remark speaks volumes because it taps into something far more profound than physical appearance. It's a reflection of her inner light, a recognition of the emotional and intellectual spark she carries that most might miss. When you notice such details, it shows not only that you care, but that you're genuinely present. Compliments like this cultivate an emotional connection, making her feel valued in a way that goes beyond the physical. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." In relationships, it's not about grand gestures, but about recognizing and valuing the quiet, often overlooked qualities. Follow up with something like, "When you look at someone, it's like you light up the entire room. It's something I don't see in anyone else," and the compliment becomes even more exclusive, elevating the connection to a deeper level. This practice is an example of Stoic happiness in action, where we find joy in appreciating the subtle beauty of life and people around us. Take this wisdom into your daily interactions. Recognizing the unseen qualities in others cultivates not just connection, but a more fulfilling, Stoic life. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What compliments do you believe resonate the most with your partner or loved ones? Share your experiences in the comments below. Number 6. Just being near you makes my mind start imagining things it probably shouldn't. This bold phrase, layered with suggestion and intrigue, invites a powerful reaction. It captures attention in a subtle yet undeniable way, creating a magnetic tension that hints at desire without being overt. The beauty of this phrase lies in its ability to stir her imagination while leaving just enough unsaid. It's a carefully crafted moment that plays on the mystery of your attraction, making her feel the intensity of your emotions without explicitly stating them. Younger women often appreciate this balance of sensuality and sophistication, as it demonstrates emotional intelligence and an awareness of the delicate art of attraction. What is Stoicism, you might wonder, as you ponder the wisdom behind such calculated restraint? Stoicism today teaches us that our control over our emotions and actions speaks louder than any impulsive outburst. By speaking in a measured, intentional manner, you display emotional mastery, a key trait of Stoicism that resonates deeply in today's relationships. This line, when delivered with direct eye contact and a slight smile, builds a connection both emotional and physical, allowing her to sense your attraction without the need for crudeness. Follow up with something like, "It's impossible not to think about how it would feel if it were just the two of us, completely at ease, with no one else around," and you'll leave her hanging on your every word. Timing is everything. Use a softer, lower tone in a relaxed moment, letting her know you're fully present in the moment. The pause before continuing builds suspense, amplifying the connection. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." By practicing patience, control, and emotional awareness, you create a dynamic where both of you can enjoy the deep connection that only comes with intentional, restrained interactions. Don't underestimate the power of a well-executed phrase. It's a reminder that emotional mastery and thoughtfulness, hallmarks of Stoicism, are key to maintaining control in any interaction. If you found value in this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another lesson. And before you go, feel free to share your thoughts or ask any questions in the comments below. Let's discuss how these Stoic principles can truly elevate your relationships. Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and remember, you have the wisdom and strength to shape your world. Keep walking the Stoic path, and trust that everything you need is already inside you.